Thank you. Receiving the tax section's Distinguished Service Award is an honor that I truly did not expect, but I'm deeply grateful to the tax section for choosing me for this award. I saw the movie RBG last week. Justice Ginsburg is truly an incredible woman, lawyer, and justice, and a superhero, or at least mine. But as with the scenes with Marty Ginsburg, the tax lawyer, who many of us knew, that are so poignant, about their meeting at Cornell, going to Harvard, his move to DC when she was appointed to the DC Circuit, and about his cooking all of their meals. I met Justice Ginsburg only once, when she came with Marty to the ABA reception when he received the Distinguished Service Award. And as I look back on it and at the movie, I think I'm still taller than she is. My husband, Jamie, is here today, and he has been my best booster and is my best friend, and has been for my entire career. For those of you who don't know this story, I met Jamie the first day of the Illinois Bar Review course in Chicago, where I sat across the table from him. By the end of the course, which in 1971 took 11 weeks, we were engaged and we were married the next spring, and we're still married after 46 years. A great accomplishment. Without Jamie and our two sons to support me and to understand my commitment to the law, I would not have achieved the professional stature for the tax section to determine me worthy of this honor. When I graduated from the University of Michigan in 1967, I was determined to go to New York City and find a job in publishing, as I had been the business manager of the Michigan Daily during my senior year. I was hired by Newsweek magazine to work with one of their managers who was running a program on college newspapers. At Newsweek, female college grads on the editorial staff were hired as researchers, and on the business staff as secretaries. You can guess how I was classified. After only 6 months, I realized that Newsweek did not have a glass ceiling for women, but rather a cement ceiling. In fact, it took an EEOC complaint and a lawsuit before Newsweek changed their positions. Deciding that I needed to find a profession that opened doors, I applied and was accepted to NYU School of Law. And in 1968, when I started, NYU changed their first-year program and allowed us to take an elective course during the spring semester. Among the 366 first years, 15 of us chose to take Tax 1. How lucky we were that Carr Ferguson decided to teach the class. Carr's love of tax law and his ability to explain it resulted in a number of us choosing to practice tax law after we received our JDs. After Jamie and I were married, I moved to Washington, D.C. and went to work for a tax boutique firm where I was the only woman lawyer at the firm, not surprising in the early 1970s. I became a specialist in pension law when ERISA was enacted. There really wasn't an old boys network in ERISA, as it was a very new law, and most of the tax partners in both Washington and New York firms stated firmly that they did not want to practice pension law. When I moved to New York City in 1975, and the New York law firms realized I had pension experience, I was very much in demand. I was recruited to Winthrop Stimson in 1982 to head up their pension and employee benefits group. And indeed, there was a group, 3 female associates and me. This was a huge opportunity. I became a partner in 1983 and have headed the executive compensation and benefits practice at Pillsbury Winthrop ever since. I became active in the ABA in the late 1970s, and as most of you know, I've held a number of positions in the tax section, including becoming chair in 2006. But I remember when I was attending as a committee chair at a committee chair's breakfast in 1993, when Carr Ferguson, then section chair, noted how few women there were in the room. In fact, there were only 3 women, Pam Olson, myself, and the wonderful Christine Brunswick. Carr asked if anyone knew female members of the section who wanted to be section leaders. I spoke to Carr after the meeting, and as they say, the rest is history. Although I saw and felt sexual discrimination at different points in my career, I had a number of wonderful male mentors who spurred me on to continue. Some of these men are in the room, others have passed on. I've also had wonderful women friends and supporters in the section, at my law firm, and fellow classmates from law school, some of whom are here as my guests. I thank these men and women, Karen as the 3rd woman chair of the section, and you for this honor. Thank you.